Hey everyone, Carla here. Welcome to week 5 coaching call for our 10-week Christmas shred. So exciting. I can't believe we're actually halfway through. So 5 more weeks, and I know that it's around this time when a lot of functions start popping up, a lot of events and social activities. And when you're so focused on staying on track with your health and fitness journey, it can kind of create a bit of anxiety sometimes. And a lot of people think that you can't have both, but you actually can. You absolutely can, because it's called finding that balance and knowing your limitations, knowing when you can splurge and when you shouldn't, and just having that little bit of discipline and focus on what you're really wanting to achieve. And that will help you keep on track, just keeping that goal in mind, what your ultimate goal is of what you're wanting to achieve. And if you keep that in the forefront of your mind, then you find that discipline kind of just comes. And it's not really discipline, it's just really about making the right choices, making choices. That's it. One choice after the next. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey so far with us in the first 5 weeks of our 10-week shred. And as my live into the group indicated, it'd be a great time to redo your measurements and your photos from and compare them to the very start. We'd love you to share them in the group, but we understand if you don't want to, that is fine. You can always share it in a private chat, or for those VIPs, which is all of you, then you can always share it into the chat group. If you don't want to pop it into the actual group, even though it's a private group, no one else can see it apart from the members in the group. But there are a couple of other ladies that are on the basic program, not the VIP program. So just keep that in mind. And who knows, by you sharing your journey and how far you've come and what you have achieved so far, it could very well help to motivate someone else in the group as well. So keep that in mind, or just have it for you. Have those measurements side by side, week 1, week 5, and then obviously week 10. And know that changes don't occur overnight. You have to stick with these new routines for a length of time, for a long period of time, and then you can really, really start seeing results. So this 10-week shred is purely just to get you in the momentum of creating and changing those habits so that you can keep that going. So we want to support you specifically through the festive season so that you know how to manage sticking with your health and fitness journey through that season, because we know it can be quite difficult. So I do have a couple of slides or a couple of images to show you, and feel free to take a screenshot. I will also share this into the chat actually. So don't panic if you're watching this on your phone on the replay. I will share these into the chat group so you can save them and stick them on your fridge or whatever works for you, right? So I'm going to share my screen and just jump straight in to showing you okay, so how to stay on track with your health and fitness goals during the festive season. Wouldn't we all like to know? It's actually really It's not complicated. It's really not that complicated. So here's our top 10 tips for you to help you stay on track during the festive season. So, number one, continue with your exercise and training routine. This is absolutely crucial. So, if you know you've got one or two functions on through the week or on that coming weekend, stick with your normal exercise routines as you have been for the last 5 weeks. So, you must keep that going. Schedule in maybe an extra one or two cardio sessions wherever you can. Now, it doesn't have to be a lengthy cardio session, it can be 15 minutes on the spin bike or an extra 20-minute walk around the block or, rowing. Someone was saying, was it Jill, I think? Was saying they've got a row machine. Can she implement this into her routine? Absolutely. And this is where, like, especially if you do have something like that at home, you can jump on for 10 minutes and it's still going to make an impact and make a difference. Sticking with your nutrition plan as normal for the majority of the week. So, every other meal outside of that particular event should be from your plan that you're currently following. So, nothing else outside of that social event or function, whatever it is, nothing outside of that should alter. So everything stays the same apart from that one particular event for that week or two events, whatever it is. So the day of the event or the function, ensure that you exercise on this particular day. So whether that's a cardio session or a weight training session, whatever is normally in your routine, I would highly recommend to make sure that you are active on the day of the event. This actually, believe it or not, helps to just minimize the damage a little bit. So whilst you're at the event, number 5, whilst you're at the event, you want to still make good choices. And obviously, the choices that are from the options that are presented to you. So sometimes they're quite limiting, and other times you've got a big display of, all this amazing food. Just stick with, you don't have to go lettuce and chicken. You can venture out a little bit, but just stay away from the foods you know you shouldn't have. Anything deep fried, the list is there in your plan. Foods that you should stay away from. Anything deep fried, anything that's really high in sugar. So just keep that in mind and make the best choices you can with what is available to you at the time. And it's okay if it's a little bit off. So don't panic. It's just one meal. One meal is not going to do a great deal of damage. It's everything else outside of that one meal. If you can just narrow it down so it's just that one meal that's off, you're going to minimize the damage so much. Choose sparkling water instead of champagne. Now, I'm not saying don't have an alcoholic drink, it's totally your choice. But if you're going to be drinking champagne like all night, you probably, it's going to get messy, right? So we want to make sure that we're drinking water or sparkling water in between. And rather than having 5 or 6 champagnes, have a champagne, then have a sparkling water, then have a champagne and a sparkling water. So mix it up and make sure, because alcohol is very dehydrating, make sure that you are drinking water in between. And also, if you when you get home from the event, have a big glass of water before you go to bed. It will help. Number 8, absolutely enjoy yourself. Absolutely enjoy it. So don't sort of feel like you're so restricted that you can't enjoy yourself. You totally can. One night off your plan is not going to hurt you as long as you can stay on track outside of that one event. Go for a big walk or do a workout the next day if you can. So, this is a great idea if you have had a few alcoholic drinks to kind of sweat it out a bit and make sure that you get on top of drinking lots of water the next day. We all know what to do. If you've been okay with your alcohol and you've managed to just have a couple here and there for the evening, you should wake up okay. Still do a big walk or do your workout, or some sort of cardio session, something that's going to bring the heart rate up and get a bit of a sweat so you can sweat out some of those toxins from the foods that you've been eating, and if there was a bit of alcohol, it just helps sweat everything out. And it'll also help to reset your mind as well. So get that mindset back on track rather than kind of slipping back into some bad habits after a night out, going out for breakfast and having that really greasy kind of breakfast, um, and eating not off your plan the next day. So that's what we want to avoid at all costs. We want to get back on track with your nutrition the very next day. This will minimize the damage because one night out in the big picture is not going to make a huge amount of difference. So that is my top 10 recommendations for you girls to stick with. There's more, but generally speaking, these are my top 10, and Michelle's as well. We discussed this. So, Michelle, if there's anything I've left out, just throw it into the group chat for the girls. But these are the main ones here. I also wanted to show you, and just to get some kind of stimulation going here, um, different options. And we're going to be posting some really cool, healthy recipes for you girls as we get through the festive season. Like, it's a little Christmas tree, but it's a fruit salad. How cute is that? So it's very colorful for a start, and it's very visually pleasing, and it's super healthy, and it's better than chocolates and marshmallows and all of these sorts of things. So we just want to stimulate you girls to be thinking a different way. Something like, your Christmas salads. We're going to be posting these in the group for you. So how amazing and colorful does this look? So you don't have to have your traditional kind of go to veggies and roast and whatever. You can still have that, but just add some greens in there, and there's so much variety in this recipe, and it's all really, really good. So thinking outside the square, even these little guys, these are so cute as on little toothpicks. And the kids will love these as well. And they're a great, healthy option other than something that's just jam packed full of sugar and fats. So we've got lots to share with you girls over the next few weeks. Look at these guys, these are so cute. And that's just little low fat cream cheese. How cute is he? So, all of these things you can do rather than your normal, really sugary treats. put them on a plate. They're so visually pleasing, and everyone's going to love them, trust me. Um, so I'll stop sharing. We will throw in, I've got quite a few recipes. Michelle, I know, has some pretty awesome ones as well. So we will start sharing these into the group chat and in the group as well, for you girls to take a look at and start getting excited and think outside the square. You don't have to go down the traditional kind of road with all your food, and you can still have a healthy impact on the rest of your family as well. Um, I know for me, coming into Christmas Day, and Michelle's the same, we actually do this every year, Michelle and I. We do a bit of a really strict sort of 2 weeks in the lead up to Christmas. And we can share some of those ideas with you girls as we get a little bit closer over the coming weeks. And we do like a 2 week kind of mini shred where we go reasonably strict, a little bit more strict than usual. And then we pretty much go all out Christmas Day and eat all the foods with no guilt, because you've made some really good progress in that time in the lead up, and you're in that mindset of keeping really healthy, making good choices. And quite often you get to Christmas Day and you're like, oh, I don't even feel like having anything bad, like I actually feel really good. My energy's amazing, and I'm actually feeling really good about myself right now, and I don't want to mess that up. So you tend to kind of make better choices on the day anyway, purely because of your mindset, and you've started creating those good habits. So this is what we're sort of doing with you ladies, is starting to just change that mindset and get you thinking about your food in a different way, and getting you to fuel your body with what it needs, not just what you want at the time. So, look, I hope that really, excuse me, I've been talking all afternoon. I hope that really helps. And we'll see you in the group and see you all next week.